Hi there, welcome to the GroomsMen and to Adam's grateful shave. So, without further ado, let's get misty. And it's not just the menthol. Alright, so first off, I've been on kind of a forced hiatus lately. I was going to go out of town with my wife and my two kids to go to an appointment for my oldest that I've been looking forward to for like a year. But unfortunately, the little one kept throwing up, so we decided it made more sense just to strip the trip back, have my wife just take my son down for one night, do the appointment, and I would keep my youngest here just in case, because if he's going to throw up, he might as well do it here and not in a hotel room, right? Or in a 2.5 hour drive. So I'm really grateful to her and grateful that he is such a great mother and a spouse that I know will always do what's best for him. And you know, that's what you want as a parent in case anything should ever happen to me. And I think she feels the same way. But anyways, and it's times like these where I'm grateful to be on a channel with 4 other guys that can step up when something like this happens to one of us. And back in the early days, it seems like Fayez was carrying the channel, and then it became JD, and still is now for the most part, but so. And don't worry guys, I'm going to talk about each one of you individually here in just a second. I'm using Pisgah, you can see it back there, from Murphy & McNeil, the Kodiak base. Today, I can see bottom and that's bumming me out, so I'm going to probably have to grab another one if I see them restocking the Kodiak base. Baradello. Grateful for you, Kodiak base Pisgah. Love this scent. Goes so well in my opinion with just about any fall fragrance. I put on Royal Equestrian, which is a Alexandria Fragrances dupe of Parfums de Marly's Leighton. So, all right. That's pretty good for now. So afraid I'm gonna stick something in my coffee cup over here. I'll let you know if I do, it'll be funny. So, who to start with? I think we gotta start with, should we start with Scott or end with Scott? Well, I'm using another one of Scott's borrowed razors. So if you look at this is the Gillette number 15 in rhodium. This is an Aristocrat. This is this may be the only, I can't think of it, this one of the few for sure open cum Aristocrats. I did use this the other day off camera just because I wasn't ready to get back yet, just to see what it was all about. I've got a first use Schick DE blade, one of the JD special in here. So let me get this going. Obviously beautiful razor, but just wait. But Scott, I'm thankful for your generosity. Could be thankful for a lot of things with Scott, but I'm thankful for his generosity, and it doesn't just mean lending out priceless heirloom razors like this. It's everything. I mean, he's the kind of guy that comes over to your house to bring you razors and is sitting there while your 2-year-old is filling his pants and then some. That was disgusting. DM me for pics. And then starts doing like a consultation for you about what you're gonna need to replace the faucet in your sink and everything, you know, and being like, hey, yeah, if I had time, man, I'd do it for you, but you know. And it's like, that's just who he is. But it's not just extended to me. I mean, he's always doing something for someone else, always, whether it's his family or his friends or whoever. And like my wife and son got a little lost where they were downstate. They couldn't remember where they parked the car. And he's like, hey, I'm only an hour away. Let me know. I could be in the car in 10 minutes. You know, to go over and try to help them find their car or, you know, whatever. They were in not really a sketchy area, but a bigger urban area that they were kind of lost in. But yeah, Scott, I'm grateful for your generosity. All right, who next? Now let's talk about Sack. I love Sack. I think obviously it'd be real easy to say I'm grateful for your humor, dude. And I am. Self-deprecating or otherwise. You always come through when anyone in this group needs a laugh, dude. You do. You know, you're really funny. I think you could really pursue that if you wanted. You should do more videos. But Zach's just a good dude. He's always learning, always trying to learn, always looking at different perspectives and things like that. That's what I'm really grateful for him, is that I never really know how a conversation is going to go with him. But it usually doesn't go the way I expect, and I appreciate that about you. Take a little break and talk about the razor. So I realized it's easy to tell with open combs, because when you're using like a closed comb, you're usually getting all the soap off your face, but with an open comb, you're going to leave some trails sometimes because of the teeth, obviously. And so I actually wasn't really impressed with this razor. Yeah, you got to go into the head. You got to ride the cap more. When I first used it, then on the with the grain, because I felt like I was doing too much work. But if you look here, leaning into the cap there, and as you can see, it's doing some more work. I didn't really make that discovery until I was doing adjacent passes. So but yeah, I mean, this is stacked. I mean, this is heavy. This came out in like 1930, I think, or in the 1930s anyways. This is real heavy, solid razor. Thanks to Scott, I've used a few Aristocrats. I actually have his like immaculate executive over here waiting for me to use it. I'm kind of scared. I mean, it looks like it just came off the assembly line. It looks like NOS. But yeah. Here, we'll go over here. I can't help but look at myself in the camera sometimes. I think that's an ADHD quality. I feel like, am I still there? Object permanence? But I never think to use it to shave in. I have a very specifically sized sink here. And I'm gonna try to strip those markers. I can't put the camera dead on, and I'm too afraid to put anything on the mirror. So I got the little ring light here because I'm a YouTuber. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make TikToks. But yeah, it's pretty good there. Okay, almost put it in the coffee. I'll be back in just a minute. Phi, I love you, brother. I love all my brothers here, but you have like a deep heart, man. You have I love your heart, man. Like, I don't know how you do what you do every day with the heart you have. You feel things deeply. Things are important to you that may not be important to other people, especially your age. # youngest groomsman. But I think you just have such a spectacular heart, and I think you really use it to guide a lot of your decisions and everything. And you're also, and I don't want to take anything away. When I said Scott was generous, all the groomsmen are generous in my opinion. Scott's just like generous with like his whole self, you know, like all the time, constantly. But like Fayez is saving lives day in and day out. And I just can't imagine doing that as much as he does and still having as much heart, being as alive as he is still, not, you know, shutting it off completely. You know, I worked in healthcare in a non-clinical role for a long time. I saw a lot of patients come and go over the years, and it, you know, there's that emotional burnout aspect of it. But I don't go to work with Fayez and know exactly, but just based on how he talks about things and how he feels about his dogs and his wife and, you know, all these other things, he's just got a big heart, and I love that about you, man. And then we come to JD. Oh God. I'm not gonna lie, JD and I were like frenemies at the start of this, but I think we have a mutual, well, at least in my mind we were, in case you're surprised, JD. I love you now, man. You used to be a pain in my ass. But, you know, I'm thankful for your wisdom. He knows a lot about so many different things. Like, anytime anyone brings up any subject, JD's got maybe not just an opinion, but knowledge. He can play. There's very few conversations that come up where I feel like JD is not, other than football, or sports in general, where JD is not a willing and valuable participant. And I feel like that's because he has a thirst for knowledge. And I'm grateful for that, because I've learned a lot from him. Any of those tutorial videos you see in there with JD on them, you should go watch those. Seasoned shavers or new shavers alike. But, yeah. I mean, I always joke with him, like, that his favorite thing to hear in the world is, "You were right." That's, like, his kink. So, anytime I can go out of my way to make sure I send him a meme or something like that, or a GIF in the group chat, the epic GroomsMen group chat, I do. So, and yeah, thankful for you. There you go. You can hear the difference there. So this is guard. It's getting nothing right, really. This is cap. Every razor is different. Not every razor is going to be a 30-degree thing. It's important to keep in mind. If you try one angle, I mean, I've learned this live on camera with the Yates and everything. But you gotta change it up sometimes. If you're not getting a good shave, it might be the angle, it might be the blade. But I always play around with stuff, especially if it's something that I bought, but which isn't very often. Hashtag broke-ass groomsman. But I'm on hiatus, leave me alone. But I've had the privilege, not just from the groomsmen, but from lots of people, to be able to try lots of different razors. And yeah, you gotta play around, guys. Don't know one and dones, unless it like absolutely destroys my face. Like the Christopher Bradley, I forget what plate it was, but the irritation was unreal with that. And then actually the Fatip that I used from Scott, just like, I actually thought I was gonna have more irritation, but it just cut me up. I had B-roll of that, just like bleeding everywhere. And Scott's like, "Yeah, you don't know how to shave with a slant." I'm like, I just shave like a regular razor. But don't know that this would necessarily kick the red tip out of my top spot for vintage, because it doesn't have the blade feel that I like. Not that honestly we always say the red tip is not as aggressive. It's maybe the more aggressive, flare tip, but still it's the same head stuff. It's just heavier, but I like that blade intuition. I like a razor where I could shave in the pitch black and know what's up the whole time. Which I guess you could do with any razor if you practiced enough, but yeah. I might do one underpass right there. But I'm gonna do that off camera. Do my post shave off camera and everything. So let's talk about a few more things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the Green Bay Packers for sucking this year. The Lions are somehow in second place in the NFC North now because they have wins over both the Packers and the Bears. I'm grateful for coffee. I could probably go on forever, but mostly just the Packers thing. Alright guys, well, like I always say, we're going to call that a shave, or I always try to say. And thanks for checking it out. Oh yeah, I'm grateful for. We just broke 500. That was what I was going to lead with, and then I forgot. 500 subs, guys. Thank you so much. We are really grateful for that as a channel, and that's amazing. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. So thank you guys for continuing to check us out and check out our videos and subscribe. And I don't know, it's just cool, you know. Like I said, when I was doing my own channel, there'd be times where something would happen and I'd be gone for a week or two and you just lose your momentum. And it's just, I'm grateful for the groomsmen because, like I said before, if that happens, someone will just step in. And I'll give myself a little accolade here. I don't usually acknowledge publicly, but that was my idea, the name. Scott came up with the idea to do the channel, but the name was my idea that we voted on, the groomsmen. And what's really funny about that is we're just over a year in now, and I honestly feel like if Zach got married or one of us, you know, I don't know which one of us would get divorced and remarried. Hopefully none of us ever, but just Zach, you know, we would actually probably, you know, I could see it happening, you know, maybe being at least involved in the wedding, if not, you know, flat out groomsmen, but yeah. Anyways, that was a weird one. I had a better way to say it in my head and it just didn't come out right. But like I said, call it a shave. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for subscribing. 500 subscribers is wild and we're really happy about it. And we'll catch you next time. Made it all the way through without ever sticking my razor in my coffee.